is here for the show tonight to interview our special guest, show highlight, the Alford Sports Talk Show, the Alford Sports Talk Show. Football, basketball, baseball, hockey, soccer, boxing, tennis, golf, and racing. The Alford Sports Talk Show. The Alford Sports Talk Show. Tune in for all the news and scores, reporting on the games and so much more. The Alford Sports Talk Show. The Alford Sports Talk Show. The Alford Sports Talk Show. The Alford Sports Talk Show.
Right. Welcome, everybody, to another great episode of the Alford Sports Talk Show. So glad to have you join us here today. We're going to have a wonderful time, wonderful show. And definitely, if you want to chime in, you're more than welcome. 516-418-5572. 516-418-5572. Definitely welcome to the Alford Sports Talk Show. I'm Alan, and we got a lot of great things to discuss today. But before we get started, let me go ahead and introduce one of our outstanding sponsors, Chef G's Florida Barbecue Sauce. So delicious and addicting, you may need a support group. Definitely feel free to visit Great Chef G's right there in Tampa, Florida at 301 South 22nd Street, Tampa, Florida. Again, that's 301 South 22nd Street in Tampa, Florida. And if you can't come down to Tampa, that's quite all right. Feel free to visit Chef G's right here at FLBBQSauce.com. Again, it's FLBBQSauce.com. Don't forget, he has this in Heat Wave, Honey Mustard, Fusion, and he has it right here in Classic too. So he has all four flavors. He has the rub. He has the sand. My man has a lot of great things going on. First ballot Hall of Famer sauce, Chef G's Florida Barbecue Sauce. Again, it's FLBBQSauce.com, FLBBQSauce.com. As a matter of fact, what we're going to do is this. All the music you're going to hear tonight is provided by Sam Scola Songs. You're going to hear a lot about Sam Scola throughout the broadcast. Talked about him a bit later, but all the music is provided by Sam Scola Songs. We're going to actually play a great song for you right now. It's a Chef G's Florida Barbecue Sauce song by Sam Scola Songs. Let's go.
Comes in four varieties, Chef G's Florida Barbecue Sauce, a natural flavor. Chef G's Florida Barbecue Sauce, Florida Gold Honey Mustard on burgers and ribs, tasty fusion on pork and sausage, a classic taste for chicken steak tips, a hot heat wave on meatballs and ham. It's a cookout treat, Chef G's Florida Barbecue Sauce. Serve on fish and vegetables, Chef G's Florida Barbecue Sauce. Chef G's Florida Barbecue Sauce. Chef G's Florida Barbecue Sauce.
Chef G's Florida barbecue sauce. So delicious and addicting, you may need a support group. Definitely don't forget to visit Chef G's right there at flbbqsauce.com. flbbqsauce.com. And address again is 301 South 22nd Street, Tampa, Florida. Can't go wrong with that wonderful sauce, that's for sure. So, yes, definitely thank you so much, Chef G's, for being one of our outstanding sponsors here on the Allen Alford Sports Talk Show. So, yeah, we're going to go ahead and dive into a lot of great topics here today. I'm going to go ahead and talk a little bit about the NFL and talk about, hey, no way, no better way than to talk about Colin Kaepernick. And I'm going to get into him a bit and talk about, my thoughts about what he should do going forward and his career, as you would say. It's like this. Let me go ahead and just break this down for you guys. Colin Kaepernick is one of the few and rare cases where he went up against he went up against City Hall and actually won. The man went against City Hall and beat his case against the NFL. And it's amazing that he was able to go ahead and pull that off where you know almost nobody ever does. But he fought against City Hall, that would be the NFL, pleaded his case, and they settled out of court, and they gave him an undisclosed amount. We don't know how much that amount is, but he did win the case. So you sue your company that you were an employee with. You actually, one of the rare cases that actually did that, we all know about the money the NFL has and the attorneys, and you actually fought City Hall and won at a disclosed amount. And what ended up happening at that point is that, he decides now that he continued to keep training, keep practicing, practicing, training. And years later, he's still holding on hope that now's year 7, that he's going to get back into the NFL and play. Look, you know, I've seen this before with players where they have a goal and a dream to make it to the NFL, make it to Major League Baseball, make it to the pinnacle of their goal, and that's playing professionally at the highest level. And Colin Kaepernick actually did play in the NFL for quite a while, and he also did play in the Super Bowl. He didn't win the Super Bowl, but I said it now that I've said it back then, that one of the worst things that Colin Kaepernick did is that he started kneeling when his performance was really, really poor. You understand? If he kneeled when he was playing really good, I think teams would have probably given him an opportunity to play. And not to mention, he had an opportunity to get back in the league, but he kind of botched up his workout. But I think even prior to that, had he balled out in the way he was doing, started kneeling, I think he would have gotten an opportunity. But I said it back then, like I say it now, that when he started kneeling, he was playing really poor. Not just a game poor, not just 2 games of poor. He was playing poor for a while. In fact, he was playing so poor for such a period of time that I do believe that if he didn't kneel, he probably was going to get benched at halftime. They probably going to come back with another quarterback at halftime. But he kneeled that game, and the rest is history. Fast forward to today, 7 years later, you haven't played in the league. At this juncture, it's over. Like, you holding up hope for something that it's not going to come to fruition. The best case scenario, John Harbaugh offered him a coaching position, which is actually a very good offer. And, he didn't seem like he jumped on that opportunity. So that opportunity went to the wayside. He had another opportunity to play in the XFL at the time. Now it's the UFL for Dwayne Johnson. I'm pretty sure if Colin Kaepernick were to reach out to Dwayne Johnson in The Rock and say, hey, I want to play for the UFL, I am very certain the league would find an opportunity for him to play. And I actually think if you really do want to play, that would be your best option is to play in the UFL. Not playing the UFL thinking, hey, if I do great, I'm going to get right into the NFL. Because I don't think I would come in there, if I'm Colin Kaepernick, with that type of expectation. I would come in there, say, hey, I miss playing. I'm going to show these people that I can still play, I can still do it, perform at a high level, come in there, ball out, and have fun with your team and teammates, have fun on the field, and just kind of take it from there. Don't think too much far like I'm going to get back in the NFL because I just think that if you go back to the UFL thinking that's going to be your end game, there is a good possibility you're going to be disappointed because the UFL is highly competitive. You haven't played in 7 years. These things matter. And even if you do get in UFL, let's say you ball out, it's not a guarantee that you're going to get back into the NFL. Even though this year there's been a lot of players that the NFL did sign to camps out of the UFL from the UFL, it's no guarantee that these guys are going to actually make it on a starting roster. Training camp is about to it's they're basically at this juncture right now. Training camp is winding down and they're playing preseason games. So even though the UFL had a big flux of players that went to the NFL, it's no guarantee you're going to be able to play in the NFL, even if you do ball out in the UFL. So if I'm Colin Kaepernick and I really want to play, I just would just go ahead and play on the UFL and see what happens from that point. Would not have any expectations past that. That's honestly what I would do. Not to say an opportunity won't present itself, but I wouldn't come in with an expectation that, hey, if I ball, I'm going to go right to the NFL. Because I just think, that step to the NFL, playing in the NFL, they have shown, hey, we're not going to give you an opportunity at this point. You play for us, you got some money, you got that big contract. Fast forward it, you you went ahead and took us to court and actually won, which again, he went against City Hall, which you go against City Hall, 99 out of 100 times it's an L, automatic L. He actually won his case and got an undisclosed amount. You now want to play back in that league that you just collected from. I would just play the UFL. If you are serious about playing, you're doing all this training, might as well make it pay off someplace. Play the UFL. See how you do. That's it. Don't look any past that. Even Wade Phillips said that point, which was a great point that he made in a press conference I sat into at the UFL championship game. He made a point that not every player that plays in the UFL actually has a goal of going to the NFL. Some of them just want to play football. I think if I'm Colin Kaepernick, I just go in there, ball out, and just play football at the UFL level, which is a pro level. Definitely, if you ball out there, you showing them something because the XFL is no longer around. The UFL and the USFL merged, so it's a much stronger competitive league. So if you show that you could play there, I'm not saying you automatically get to the NFL, but it is showing something. I would strongly consider if you still want to play football and you're serious about that, and I'm Colin Kaepernick, calling up The Rock and say, you know what, I reconsidered. I want to go ahead and play for the UFL and just ball out and see where it takes you. That's it. That's what I would suggest Colin Kaepernick to do. Versus what you're doing now is training and just hoping for the one opportunity of playing in the NFL. By the way, while you're doing that, you're passing up other good opportunities that might actually be beneficial for you. I think that coaching gig that John Harbaugh offered was actually not a bad offer if you jumped on it and showed that you were serious. Or if another team would offer you a coaching position, there's nothing wrong with that. I think Colin Kaepernick, he played in the NFL, he's quarterback. Just me having a personal experience of interviewing a quarterback one-on-one, it's very, very good information for you to pass on to someone else, your experiences playing in the NFL, being a quarterback. That is something that not too many people could say they've done. You got a chance to share that and pay it forward with somebody else. I think that's a very productive thing to do. I really do. Coaching, I don't see anything wrong with that as well. That's a great opportunity. But if you're still serious about playing, I would check the UFL opportunity out. Speaking of that, I did get a chance to watch the first Bucks training camp game, and they have another one coming up this weekend. I would have to say, I just hope that they give some of our UFL guys more opportunities to play in the game. For example, I seen that they put Sal Canella in 3 minutes left in the game. I'm like, that's just not enough reps to give someone who's trying to make the team. It's just, yes, there are three other games left, but I just feel as if to put somebody in 3 minutes left in the game, it's not really a fair kind of like assessment of what they can do. It looked like the quarterback was trying to throw him one ball and it never got to him. So he never actually put his hands on it. That's Sal Canella, the tight end who came from the Arlington Renegades. I would have liked them to give him much more opportunities than just 3 minutes left in the game. I was watching and watching and watching because this was and just checking to see when they were going to insert him. He was number 49, but it wasn't until 3 minutes left to the end of the game, and I was like, wow. I just hope that that's what happens in this training camp, and definitely with the preseason games, that they give the guys who are from the UFL a fair opportunity to make the team, giving them enough reps, giving them enough throws and passes, giving them enough defensive opportunities so they could show that they can really play at this level. That's my only concern. I definitely do think Jake Bates and the kickers are at an advantage because their specialty positions there's not as many. But I just hope and pray that they give the guys who are from the UFL a fair opportunity. Even Luis Perez, he came in there. He was saying a great opportunity. He came in right when they started playing games, just about. So I'm just hoping that the guys who get signed get that opportunity to play on the field and show that they can ball out and belong there on the field. That's why, back to what I was saying, why I think Colin Kaepernick would actually have a great opportunity if he did go back to the UFL and did not back to the UFL, but if he did play and played in the UFL, and you show that you could play in that league, you showing them something. Just something to think about. But I'm going to go ahead and discuss some else. I do think, speaking of the Bucks, that the team does look very good. I'm hoping that they continue to stride forward and have a very, very good season. I feel good about the Bucks. I also feel good about the Chargers. Getting a chance to see a little bit of what they're doing. I'm going to check out more of the games this weekend too. But in NFL news also, I just think that when you get this opportunity in training camp, you have to go ahead and just ball out and just try to get your reps in and get along with the coaches and your teammates, because I think that's going to play a big factor in you making the team. It's getting close to time where I saw where it's only 23 games to game one. So that basically means, translation, if you're trying to make a team, you are running up against the clock at this point. You have to show them that you can make it in this level on the field and go ahead and ball out, because that's one of the crappy things about me covering sports, is that you thought it was a dog-eat-dog world covering it from the outside, like watching guys get cut, watching guys not make the camp, make the team. But when you actually cover the league and you see and you meet the players, you get to know their stories and talk to them and interview them, and that player doesn't make the team, that's on another level. That's just another level of disappointment, another level of heartbreak on both sides, and it's just you get a chance to see that it's really a dog-eat-dog world. There's so many spots on the team, they have to make these cuts, and a lot of times is it always fair? No, but you feel bad. But I would say I'm really praying that my guys from the UFL get enough reps to show that they can play. I don't. What I mean by that is I don't want them to just say that they got signed by such and such team. They come to the camp and they just don't get enough action and they get released or they don't make the team on not really a good opportunity. I mean, it's an opportunity, but how much of an opportunity you have if you're not going to put the person on the field? I just think it should be competition. Let's see what they can do versus my guy and see where it goes. But one thing I did want to break down, which I'm going to talk about here, I'm going to break this down, is the UFL and the opportunity. Let me pull this up because it's a lot to discuss. And this is the opportunity for you to get season tickets. And this is something that I wish that they gave me this more in a format that I could kind of share it, but it's not really in a good format. It's kind of wordy. But I'm telling you, if you're interested in season tickets for the UFL, especially if you the Arlington Renegades, I do believe this is probably going to be similar to most teams. They did send me this press release, and it's from the Arlington Renegades, so I'm just going to discuss it with you because that's the team that they sent it for and the team that I covered. So it says fans who are looking to renew or become new season ticket members will receive numerous incentives like, and I'm telling you, if you're interested in these tickets, you need to pay attention because this thing is like, this is off the chain. New food and beverage discounts, general concession items, domestic beverages, new pregame sideline passes for one home game per account. That's media credentials, basically what you're getting, except you don't get a chance to go to the press conference. But new season ticket member commemorative item, priority access to renew same seat location, discount on merchandise at uflshop.com, priority access to purchase additional seats at season ticket member pricing. I mean, this is nuts. Priority access to purchase additional seats for playoffs and the 2025 championship game. Priority access to team events, for example, meet and greets, town halls, chalk talks, virtual autographs, digital press conferences, and more. Early gate prices on concessions until the end of the first quarter, online only. So this is important here. The renewal date for season ticket members starts August 13th, just a few days ago, but it ends September 13th. So you have 30 days. Those seeking to become new members can place a deposit now to secure their spot in line for the best seats available. To renew or purchase season tickets, fans can visit uflrenegades.com/tickets or call the Renegades ticket office at 469-966-6468. I'll repeat that number, 469-966-6468. So, I mean, this list is crazy. I mean, it almost made me think about, even though I have media credential, of getting a season ticket, being a season ticket holder just in case for all the perks you get. I mean, sideline access and priority access to purchase additional seats for playoff and 2025 championship games. So, yeah, that's a remarkable promotion to become a season ticket holder. And not to mention, the tickets are very, very, competitively priced compared to other tickets for other venues to be a season ticket holder. That's just outstanding. I just think if you are interested in getting tickets, you have 30 days to get it over, to make the decision. You don't have to pay it in full. It says that they will take a deposit. Discount on merchandise. I mean, it's just, I thought the list was very good last time, but it just added more to it. The fact that you get the pregame sideline pass for one home game per account, that's awesome. I mean, that's, even in the media, you get sideline passes, which is cool, but you can't be on the sidelines for the whole game. But it sounds like they're letting you get a lot of priority events too, the meet and greets. And that was one thing that a lot of people did mention to me. They did ask me about that. Like, hey, how do I get a chance to meet some of the players? Well, one great way is to be a season ticket holder. You get kind of like behind the scenes access. Another way you can meet players is keep your ear to the ground and make sure you follow and like your team and the UFL, and you kind of stay active on social media. Not, you don't have to post every day, but at least stay active in the regard that you're at least looking to see if things are popping up. They did say that, which I hope they do this year, that they do have opportunities where guys can kind of show up. I know that since they most of the players in Arlington, Texas for the Renegades, it's very convenient there. But if you're from a team, let's say AJ McCarron, I posted up something where I got noticed that AJ McCarron was going to do a meet and greet, but it was going to be in Arlington where they have the hub. People was disappointed because it wasn't back in St. Louis. I heard that they are going to change that up and try to have something during the off season. But man, and it just goes to show you with the amount of players that were signed to go to the NFL, this is the best time for you to meet them because once you get to the NFL, it's hard. It is hard. It's not impossible, but it's harder for you to interact with the players. It's just that's just how it is. Everything gets more difficult. There's more fans, more security, more red tape, as they would say. That's just the way it is. But yes, you will get an opportunity to do all of this and much more. I'm going to try to put this up in a format that looks good. It's just they didn't send me a picture of it to kind of explain it more, but I'm going to put this up so you guys get a chance to see it. And then, of course, you can ask me any questions about it. I mean, I just don't see how this is a bad deal for you. I really don't. This is just, especially if you're going to be supporting the league. Props to, I got to put that picture up too. That's my bad. I didn't do it. I'm sorry about that. But one of the coolest things that I seen at the UFL championship game, which I was promoting, hey, even if your team didn't make it, being the St. Louis Battlehawks, you still should show up to the game and support because you're supporting the league. Yes, your team may not have made it, but this is a new league. It's not like the NFL where your team doesn't make the playoffs or they make the playoffs and don't finish the deal. This situation where you're trying to get the league to survive. So having said that, I think if you're a fan of the Battlehawks, you should have just showed up to support the league. And one of the coolest things I did see that I took was a picture of three men who had Battlehawks shirts on. But check this out. Those Battlehawks shirts that they had were all custom made. They looked like Tommy Bahama shirts. They had the logo on it and I even asked, how did you get the shirt? Well, lo and behold, they made those shirts. They custom made it themselves. And that was just awesome. It looked like a Tommy Bahama shirt. It was kind of like cream color. It had the nice button, but it had the St. Louis Battlehawks logo on it, which was really cool. Right up here at the top. So, yeah, you got to support the league because, you know, this is the reason why, with all the players that were signed, why the UFL is so important. Not only is it great football, I know that the UFL championship game didn't really show how great the football can be. It wasn't the most exciting game that the UFL can offer. Just that's just how it is. Sometimes we watch football, some games are exciting, some games aren't. I kind of wish the game was more exciting just so that fans could get more of a sample size of what the UFL is all about, but it wasn't meant to be. Having said that, this league is important because not only is it great football, it gives players, coaches an opportunity to get their shine. No league, there's no Luis Perez from the Chargers sign. There's none of that happens. There is no Sal Canella that signed, who's right here in Tampa Bay. The list goes on and on and on. That's why Hakeem Butler. That's why this league is so important. Not only that, it gives you an opportunity. If you're a coach, if you're an up and coming coach, you have an opportunity to get a gig once you get your foot in the door, sky's the limit. You never know where that opportunity can take you. So I definitely do think the UFL is a league of opportunity, and that's not to be undersold. I'm really hoping I don't have the numbers yet because it's still determined of who's going to make the roster. I do feel more confident this time around than I did last time with the XFL, just because they did merge the XFL and the USFL is only one league. So I do feel as if the amount of players that have been signed and the amount of teams they went to, I do feel this year you're going to find more players are going to make the roster, and I'll get that final number for you once that becomes official. Having said that, you got to support the league. But one way that you can go ahead and make sure that you support is just by showing up. Showing up and getting those season tickets. Post up on social media. If you go to the game, your experience, your tickets, show them that you've had a great time. Those are the things that show that this league is warranted. I do plan on being in attendance to the Orlando showcase. There's only 2 showcases left. That is Orlando, end of September, September 29th. Let me put that up here actually for you guys so you get a chance to have that. Okay. We're down to just the last 2, Orlando and San Diego. So that's it. These 2. I am going to be at the one in Orlando, September 29th. Let me just make sure I got that date right. It's on a September 29th, and it's on a Sunday, 7 o'clock in the morning. That's actually a good time. And Celebration High School. So expect me to be there. I was at the exact same situation, but it was the XFL. So expect me to be there September 29th. You only have 2 showcases left for you to go ahead and show people why you deserve a spot to be on the team. Speaking of that, if you are going to go to a showcase, I said this before, but let me just say it again. A few things. Don't take the opportunity lightly, number 1. Number 2, make sure you get a good night's sleep. You show up. You bring the best version of you to the field. You'll be surprised just what you'll see. There'll be some guys that will come in there looking hungry, wanting to play, but there is a big pocket of guys who are just like not bringing their best version of themselves. Get a good night's sleep. Make sure you bring yourself some Gatorade. Make sure you bring yourself some energy drinks because it is a long day. But not only that, you want to make sure you're showing the best version of you. You want to make sure you have the energy to make it, and because you are being timed, your jumps, everything is being calculated. So you want to give the best version of you. And on top of that, if they ask you to do drills, not only do you have to pay attention, but you have to pay extra attention that you're doing the drill properly. They don't go over this 3, 4, 5, 6 times for you to get it. So if you're like maybe 10 in line, watch and pay close attention to guys who go ahead of you. More importantly, to make sure you get the drill down right to do it properly. And go out there and ball out. If they ask you to do a drill, make sure you do the drill. Don't be giving lip and stuff like that because you're not on the team and you're not a player that's got a guaranteed spot on the team. A la veteran. For example, Mike Evans, he could probably give the coach a little lip. He doesn't. This guy's a class act. But he could probably give a little lip and get away with it because he's a vet. He's been in the league for a long time. You're not in that situation. You're trying to get the job. Make sure you pay attention and you do the drill. Don't act begrudgingly for doing the drill. I've seen that too. So I'm just speaking from experience from what I've seen. Come out there, ball out, bring the best version of you. Come there with a good attitude. And I'll look and see you September 29th because I'll be on the field trying to get some interviews with you guys. I did quite a few interviews last time, so expect me to do that this year, this time around. And if you are in the market for definitely to get yourself a great opportunity for an outstanding home, make sure you check out my guy. Check out my guy right here, Kurt McCrae for CTC ME Mortgage. That's right. If you want to buy a home in Texas or in Florida, Kurt McCrae can help you. That's right. Whether it be getting a home, property, refinancing, selling your home, using the equity in your home, that guy right there, Kurt McCrae, can help you. Give him a call or text him right at 346 527 7564. 346 527 7564. Or you can visit ctcmemortgage.com. ctcmemortgage.com. We want to thank CTC ME Mortgage for being one of our outstanding sponsors. On top of that, we're going to play a great song for you. This song is by Sam Scola Songs. It's a CTC ME Mortgage song. So thank you, Sam Scola Songs. Let's go.
CTCME Mortgage Company, they stand by their loyalty. CTCME Mortgage Company, you can trust their honesty. Make the call today. There's no extra fees to pay. You can take a loan to own a new home. CTCME Mortgage Company, they stand by their loyalty. CTCME Mortgage Company, you can trust their honesty. Get a low interest rate, there's no need to wait. Finance a payment plan. Kurt McCrae is your man. CTCME Mortgage Company. CTCME Mortgage Company. CTCME Mortgage Company.
Sure, you guys check out my man, Kurt McCrae. Give him a call, CTC ME Mortgage, 346 527 7564. 346 527 7564. Call or text or visit him at ctcmemortgage.com. Again, at ctcmemortgage.com. Get yourself that beautiful home in Texas or in Florida. Kurt McCrae can help you and a lot more. Thank you so much, CTC ME Mortgage, for being one of our outstanding sponsors here on the Allen Alford Sports Talk Show. Tremendously appreciate you. So, yes, there was a lot of talk this week, switching gears a little bit, about Noah Lyles and Tyreek Hill. They're going back and forth. Tyreek Hill thinks he really can beat Noah Lyles. Noah Lyles did win the gold medal, and he just balled out there in the Olympics. He did catch COVID, and things kind of got flipped up from there. But having said that, I like Tyreek Hill, and Tyreek Hill is the baddest and fastest man there on the NFL field. He is, bar none, one of the fastest guys in the NFL. Blessed with speed. And yes, I know I saw that clip where he kind of showed up at a track and beat most of the guys and won. But there's always exceptions to every rule, and the exception to the rule is Noah Lyles. With all due respect, Tyreek Hill is not beating Noah Lyles in a race. I'm sorry. It's just you look at the speed of what Noah Lyles is running at. Numbers don't lie. You look at the speed at what Tyreek Hill is running at. Both guys are insanely fast, but it's pretty clear to me, barring Noah Lyles pulling a hammy, barring him not getting a good jump, everything goes according to plan, which it more than likely should. Noah Lyles is going to beat Tyreek Hill in a race. Dude, that's just what it is. He's not going to smoke him, but he is going to beat him. He's going to beat him by, I would say, at least 2 steps, and and I'll take. The saying in Fast and the Furious is 100% right. It doesn't matter whether you win by inch or mile. Winning is winning. And that's what's going to happen if Noah Lyles races Tyreek Hill. It's going to be a close race, but Tyreek Hill is not going to win. With all due respect, one of the things I kind of wish with Tyreek Hill is like, okay, the guy won and he represents USA. Let the guy have his win. I know you're a competitive guy, but sometimes I don't like it when guys try to. Somebody just did something and he did something for the country. He won a gold medal. Okay, just respect that he won the gold medal and congratulate him rather than trying to tear him down or take shots implying that you could have beat him where you could have got the shine. Well, if you could have beat him, they'd enter in the Olympics. Give up your NFL career and go ahead and play in the Olympics. Because to play in the Olympics, it's not financially nothing near what you would get in the NFL. It's not even compare apples to oranges. It's not even close. Go ahead and train for 4 years and go ahead and race in the Olympics. It is completely different than playing in the NFL. Not to say one is bad, one is great, one is better than the other. Not saying that. They're two completely different sports and they're two completely different things. You have to train for 4 years for you get one shot at it. A race, that's it. It's, now granted, of course, there's other meets and stuff. You can go ahead, but there's a lot of pressure on you because there's not a do-over. It's not like you have a bad quarter in the Olympics and come back. It don't work that way. Having said that, man, I don't like it when our brothers like to do that, where they just take down the other one. I could have done that. Could have done better than you. I could have got that, not you. I don't like that. Like, just congratulate the man. If you think you could beat him, keep that private. Don't make it public. Don't tell in an interview, yeah, man, I could beat Noah Miles. That's like basically saying that gold medal should be around my neck instead of his. But he did the work. He ran the race. And you both are champions, man. Just let the guy have his day. That's one of the things that I just don't like about the black and brown community, that when we have somebody who does something great, we feel that we got to put down that person or try to slight their accomplishment by saying, I could have done that same thing better. It's not that easy. It's not that easy. Okay, and numbers don't lie. Noah Lyles is faster than Tyreek Hill. And usually runners, there's nothing to feel bad about. You're talking about they getting the best runners in the world, meaning these are guys who run track. These are guys who run. We're looking for the fastest of the fastest. Tyreek Hill is up there. He's really, really fast. And yes, he could beat a lot of track guys, but Noah Lyles is not that guy. You're not going to beat that guy, with all due respect. Just stay in your lane. Each guy stays in their lane. Tyreek Hill will be the fastest guy in the NFL. Let Noah Lyles be the fastest guy in the Olympics. Just let the man be and just move on. Just congratulate him. That's it. That's it. Just take the high road. If you think you can beat him, tell your friends. That's it. Don't say it publicly. Keep it to yourself. So having said that, we're going to go ahead and move on. I want to switch gears, and let me just put this up here and talk about Major League Baseball. And I'm going to get into the Aaron Judge breaking the record, which I'm going to talk in about a minute. I want to give the Tampa Bay Rays a lot of credit, and I want to give Crown Hyundai a lot of credit too. For those who don't know, I did post it up on social media. They did an outstanding, really cool event that was kind of unique in a way and unheard of. I've had the pleasure of meeting David, Dave Wills. Dave Wills. That's his. You can't say David, but it's Dave Wills. Dave Wills is a broadcaster. Late great Dave Wills, a broadcaster for the Rays for many many years. Unfortunately, the last time I saw Dave was the last time. Unfortunately, I got a chance to see him, and he passed away not too much longer after that. I was actually doing media, the Allen Alford Sports Talk show for the Tampa Bay Baseball Museum, the Baseball Bourbon and Cigars event. I've done that now this year, marked 3 years in a row. I've done it. The second year, which is the year before last, Dave was the EMC of the event. And it was really cool that they had him there to do it. It was an awesome event, and every year they have the baseball bourbon and cigars event. It's always awesome. In fact, let me show you. This is from this year. This is what they gave away for everybody this year. Let me just kind of show it to you. Baseball bourbon and cigars. It's really cool. I got to hang this up. But this is brought to you by the Florida Sports Hall of Fame, baseball bourbon and cigars. But yes, that event is awesome. I covered it for 3 years now. And Dave, it was the MC of that event. And unfortunately, he passed away not too much longer after that. So fast forward a bit, the Rays had, because Dave used to wear Hawaiian shirts. That was his thing. Even when he did broadcast for other teams. And it was really cool that they had the Tampa Rays a giveaway where they was giving away a Dave Hawaiian shirt. It said Dave, had the logo of his microphone. Really cool. Unfortunately, timing be as it may, when that game came around, I could not make the game. I really wanted that shirt. Shirt was awesome. I couldn't make the game. I had a schedule conflict. But fast forward, the Rays and Crown Hyundai, which is in St. Petersburg, they had this promotion where they had extra shirts and they were going to give it away. One person told me it was 75. The other person said it was 100. So I'm just going to say, make sure you was at least the first 75 there. And I ended up showing up. I was number 2, Scott from Valrico, which is not far from me. And he ended up beating me by about 20 minutes. He got there around 9:50-ish. I showed there about 10:05, 10:10. I was second. He was number 1. Yeah, I was able to get a shirt, and it was an outstanding event. And they only had 2 sizes, but I needed an extra large. And one thing about my extra large shirt, because I have broad shoulders, is I was hoping that it was a little bit bigger, like say an extra large that ran big. Unfortunately for me, it was. So it fits perfectly. I'm actually going to a Rays game this Sunday. I'm going to wear either the shirt this Sunday, I'm not sure yet, or I'm going to wear it on the 31st because I'm going to a Rays game also on the 31st. I wanted to go to tonight's game, guys. I'm not going to lie to you, because the game for the Tampa Bay Rays, because they have T-Pain. They had T-Pain. He is performing here tonight. Let me show you how bad I wanted to go. Let's grab this thing here. See that? T-Pain, you're the first time you're going to see this right here, probably anywhere in form of, like someone have it. T-Pain Funko Pop. T-Pain just got this Funko Pop made, and he was really proud of it. For those who don't know, I do have a bunch of Funko Pops. If you watch the video of my movie theater, you'll get a chance to see a bunch of Funko Pops, and you'll get the backstory behind it. So check out that video on YouTube. Just type in Budget Theater, Youth Man, Allen Alford, and you'll find it. But yes, I wanted to get this thing signed, man. So I was gonna show up and do it, but it was Friday night, the night of the show, and it was logistically it wasn't gonna be good for me. I had to do the show. I was thinking about kind of doing the show there, but I also had to get a babysitter, and make a long story short, it just didn't work. So I wanted to go to tonight's game. For those who don't know, T Pain is performing there tonight. Speaking of that, with the Rays, which I told a lot of the people there, some inside information. Hey, keep your eyes open for the concert series for the Rays. That's a great opportunity for you to see a performance at a very, very reasonable cost. And if you want to be, more ambitious, you can pay extra to be on the field while they perform. If not, you can stay in the same seat that you have and watch the concert. I saw Flow Rider perform there. It's an outstanding concert. Vanilla Ice came through. They have those like those concerts that come through that big time. I mean, T Pain and everything, and you get a chance to go ahead and watch a concert after the game, which is fantastic. So, as much as I wanted to be there, it didn't work. But I am working on giving you guys a lot more Rays coverage, praying that it works out, that I am blessed with media credentials to do that. And I'll tell you that for me, God has given me the gift of gab. The hardest part of doing media for me, believe it or not, folks, is getting the media credentials. Getting the media credentials is the hardest part for me. I love talking to people. I love meeting people, socializing, taking professional pictures, interviews. That stuff to me is fun and exciting. It's not hard for me. The hardest part is actually getting or something around your neck saying, "Hey, we approve you to walk around and do your thing." It sounds crazy, but that's what it is. So I'm working on that. I'm praying that it'll come through. As they say, put me in, coach. Put me in, coach. Just please put me in, coach. That's it. That's all you gotta do. Shout out to Crown Hyundai. They did like my comment. I told them, hey, thanks for providing that great opportunity. I really wanted a shirt. I thought it was gone that day. You presented an opportunity for me to kind of make a wrong right. And I got a Dave shirt, man. That made my day because I got a chance to meet Dave. Dave's cool. I want to be that next Dave, man. That next Dave. So that shirt meant a lot to me. I'm either going to wear it this Sunday or on the 31st or both days. We'll see. So, yes. The reason why I say I'm going to see is because I'm going to be going with my kids. I don't want them to say, hey, you got that shirt. I don't have it. I have to see what they're going to be wearing too to kind of make everybody happy. So, if you have kids, you'll know what I'm talking about. So, yes. So, definitely that's going to be coming up. The concert tonight. In fact, it's probably they're probably wrapping up the concert about now, I would say. But yes, man, you see what I was gonna do for you guys? I was gonna try to get thing and try to see if I could, you know, go live or something on the field for you guys. But we'll see next time. Next concert. That's the nice thing is I do want to say also, man, I had a lot of great memories at the Trop. I want to let you guys know that if it's official now that they're going to get a new stadium, and I believe it's 2026. I believe I could be wrong on that. Let me just do that, check on that. Let me fact check that real quick. But whatever it is, I would have to say I'm gonna be one of the minority and kind of miss that stadium. There's a lot of great memories in that stadium, so I will make sure I let you guys know when the new stadium was supposed to show up. Let me see here. 2028. 2028. I thought it was 2026 or 2028. 2028. So you have well, you have three more seasons basically. You have a little bit left of this season, three more seasons left to enjoy where it's at now. So enjoy it. $1.3 billion stadium is was coming up. And let me also get into Aaron Judge. I'm going to do that for you. This guy, man, you know, they say size doesn't matter. Well, Aaron Judge is the exception to the rule because this guy is so tall and big, man. And he swings that big bat so effortlessly. It almost seemed like every time the ball hits his bat, it's a home run. I mean, like, even with, Ken Griffey Jr., even with Barry Bonds, they had to kind of like get it, they had to hit it right. Not that they had any problems doing that, but it just seemed like it almost seemed like any ball that comes off of that guy's bat, that big lumber, his big size, it's leaving the ballpark. It's very few fly outs to the center field. It's flying out of the ballpark. And he hit another one. He's at 301. I mean, it's a remarkable pace. I just pray and hope that he stays injury free because that's really the only thing that can stop him. If he keeps doing what he's doing, they say he's going to be at 600. I don't see why he wouldn't get to 700. You're the fastest to 300. You already hit 301. Any ball that hits off your bat with that big bat lumber that you're swinging at tree trunk is leaving the yard. It's almost unfair. And there's almost no fly outs with him. I mean, yes, he'll hit a line drive, ground ball or what have you, but any ball that he hits that's even a fly ball is usually just floats out of the ballpark. So I don't know if he gets Barry, but I don't think 600 is correct. I think it's going to be more closer to 7. I think he'll be around 700 somewhere. I really do. I just don't. I know people were saying, yeah, he's gonna get to 600. Well, yeah, I think he's definitely gonna get to 600 at the rate he's going. Not so much just the pace that he's going at. If he's the biggest thing with him will be challenging to number one, staying injury free. That's number one. Number two, in order for him to get there, he's gonna have to have some longevity. And which means that you're gonna have to have the drive to do it. As long as you have that motivation, and sometimes people's motivation continues, and sometimes it wanes after a while. It's just sometimes they're like, all right, this is too. It's not challenging to me anymore, and they lose momentum. They lose motivation. They don't find a new way to kind of motivate themselves, redirect. But yes, motivation is a thing. As long as he stays healthy, no major injuries or anything like that, continues to do what he's doing, and and keeps the motivation and has the longevity, the sky's the limit, man. It's sky's the limit. I mean, standing next to people, a guy's like a giant, and he swings that big bat, man. It's like nothing. It's like that's the astonishing thing. Nothing's ever fly out to the center field. Nope. Fly out to the right field or left fielder. Nope. It's leaving the yard. So that's an amazing accomplishment to be the fastest to 300. And then he's already at 301 now. I didn't see the rest of how the game ended, but he already got one. And that's what he needs to do. Keep doing what he's doing. Hopefully, this is another thing that plays a factor into him getting to 700, which I just thought about, is he has to avoid. I know it's not his control, but you have to kind of pray and hope that he doesn't run into that situation like Barry, where he's always getting walked. They already started doing that, where there was, they just walked him intentionally, and it wasn't even a threat of them really losing a game. They just didn't want to pitch to him, which is kind of like Bush League. Like, okay, I can understand if you're walking a guy and it's a situation where you can't give up the winning run, or you rather face someone else, and you don't want to challenge him, which is still kind of like that. You're a competitor, you should want to challenge, but just to put him on base when there's nothing going on, it's just wasting his at bats. He can't have too many wasted at bats where they're doing intentional walks and stuff like that. If he could keep away from the walks, keep doing what he's doing, and they actually challenge him and pitch him, that's going to be to his advantage over Barry, because that record's not going to be broken as far as intentional walks or walks. So those are kind of like missed opportunities. If you could keep that number down, and people kind of don't do that, that would play to Aaron's advantage to get that number up too with his year end total, year career, I should say, total, stay away from those intentional walks. But the question is, how does he stand amongst legendary sluggers? It's he's up there already because not only that, it's just the way he goes about hitting those home runs. I mean, Albert Pujols, you have the, he was very good at hitting home runs, but you could pitch to him and he could hit a ground ball or a fly out. This guy here, any ball that hits his bat, I'm telling you, is leaving the yard. It's like, man, every single time he swings that bat and puts a ball on it, it's leaving the yard. It's just astonishing. So he's up there. I mean, he's up there. And one person said something that I kind of agree with a bit. They said Babe Ruth is the best slow pitch hitter of all time. I would agree with that. During that time, that era, with Babe Ruth, what he was facing was guys throwing 70, 75 miles an hour. Now they throw 90s. Aaron just got to put a bat on it with that big tree trunk bat, and it's leaving the yard, and that's all you got to do. So he's up there. He's up there. And the other thing that in Major League Baseball, baseball is considering changing the starting pitchers to have a minimum mandate of six innings per starting pitcher. I feel as if they've already thrown all the rule changes they can already in baseball, which is saying a lot with a sport as traditional as baseball. I just think that rule is 6 inning rule of starting pitcher is kind of ridiculous. Because look, the game is different now. Guys get paid a lot more money. What if the guy doesn't do well and he's getting hit that day? He has to pitch for 6 innings. I don't think that. I know that they want to kind of go back to the older days where it's more guys are completing the games or what have you, or staying later in the game. But you know, with the amount of money that's being paid, that ship has already sailed, and I just don't see where a mandate of 6 innings helps. You know, it's your strategy is to win the game. Making it so you have to pitch the 6 inning, I think handicaps both teams, and I just don't see. I just don't see an advantage of this, and I just think that once you do something like this, what if the guy's struggling? You're just going to keep on struggling for 6 innings? What about the other guys on the team? They want to win. I just don't think it's a rule that really makes sense. Granted, there was two rules that, as bad as people make Rob Manfred sound, there are two rules that he put in place that he gets credit for that I actually do enjoy. The time pitch count, I do enjoy that. I said that from day one, even when people was hating on it. I do think that's a great thing. Look, you can't have guys just stepping out every at bat, cleaning their cleats, spitting around the batter's box, and just walking around in circles. Pitchers doing the same thing, same song and dance. I love the pitch count. Give him props for that. I do also love the bigger bases. I think that's a great idea to make the base bigger so the runner has more of an opportunity to touch the bag, less injuries. I like the bigger bag too. So as bad as what people say about Fred, those two rules were on point right there. So I'd say keep it the way it is with the innings. You don't need to add that in. Just go with the flow. Just keep it the way it is. I'm not a big fan of that. But one thing that I did want to do, if Tommy was not so bad, it was so poor, was the Fanatics Fest in New York City, Jacob Javits Center. For those who don't know, my home state is New York, and I'm originally from Brooklyn, New York. I've been to the Jacob Javits Center. I guess now they just call it Javits Center for short. And people abbreviate everything now. Yes, I did want to go to Fanatics Fest, but I couldn't make it because this week here, for those who don't know, this is the first week of school for people who are in Florida and Texas. I live in Florida. Unfortunately, it was just logistically was not going to be good for me to leave with the kids having the first week of school. Yes, I know you can miss probably the first week or two, first within the first week or two, and you'll be okay with attendance, like you won't miss a lot of schoolwork. But I just didn't want to have the president of the kids missing school the first week, and they probably would have missed 2 days, be it as May. It just logistically was just, and then I covered Cooperstown, which was towards the end of July. So for me to come back to New York, logistically, the timing was just not good. And that's why I'm not there. I couldn't make it work. You know, and you win some, you lose some. I made a lot of great events this year, but that was just logistically, I couldn't make it. And, you know, with the kids being in school, that was the biggest holdup. The kids being in school the first week. For me, that was the biggest holdup. But having said that, it seemed like an awesome event. Big props to Midwest Cards in Ohio because I interviewed them and they are there. And props to Fanatics for liking my post. I reshared their post in the story, the Instagram story. Fanatics saw it, they liked it. So did Midwest Cards out of Ohio. Man, that's cool, man. See, it's a small world. You interview someone, you couldn't make it, but they did. So I'm living vicariously through them with all their posts. I saw it with Gronk, with Gronk and Brady walking around, and they swapped uniforms. So Brady was wearing number 87, and Gronk was wearing number 12, and then walking around the Jacob Javits Center. It was just a big scene, but it looks so cool. And it's Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, I believe. So, you know, there's more to come. And, you know, so Stephen A. Smith, they were doing a show there. It just seemed awesome. So yes, I know I did not going to make this year, but I won't rule it out for years to come. I don't know if it's always going to be a Javits Center, but at least I know going forward. So we'll see. I know you guys wanted me to cover it here at the Allen Alford Sports Show. Something like that, I must have media credentials for that. The way that I saw it from the video, this the background, logistically, you know, it seemed like there's a lot of long lines because you're getting guys sign stuff. There's nothing wrong with that, but for me to be doing what I need to do, I would need to have media credentials for that. Plus, it's New York. Yeah, I know security's up the crazy up there. A lot of red tape. I'm from New York. I must have media credentials for something like that. So it wasn't meant to be this year, but I wouldn't rule it out for next year and beyond. And so one thing in order for me to do, in order for me to go to New York, guess what, folks? I have to do one thing, and that is travel. That's right. I got to travel. So that brings us to one of our outstanding sponsors here on the Allen Alford Sports Talk Show. We're so honored and blessed to have Pushpin Adventures as one of our outstanding sponsors here. Thank you so much, Pushpin Adventures. If you need travel, destination wedding, group travel, corporate event travel, Pushpin Adventures can help you. That's right. International, foreign, and domestic. You need a cruise. Pushpin Adventures can help you. That's right. PushpinAdventures.com/virgin. You can go ahead and give Monique a call at 626-838-1006. 626-838-1006. Cayman Islands, desert, you name it, she can do it. Give her a call and let her know you referred by the Allen Alford Sports Talk Show. So we're going to play the Pushpin Adventure song by Sam Scola Songs. I'm going to do that for you guys right now. And we're going to continue on with some great stuff here on the Allen Alford Sports Talk Show.
Pushpin Adventure. with pushpin adventures. Tour around the world with pushpin adventures. Pushpin adventures. Pushpin adventures. Make a reservation with pushpin adventures. The best value deal with pushpin adventures. Plan a getaway with pushpin adventures. Escaping today with pushpin adventures. Pushpin adventures. Pushpin adventures. Pushpin adventures.
Thank you so much, Pushpin Adventures, for being one of our outstanding sponsors here on the Allen Alford Sports Talk Show. Let me go ahead and let you guys see that number one more time. Give Monique a call for any travel needs. 626 838 1006. 626 838 1006. So that's awesome. You know, definitely one of the things that you also want to do here is talk a bit about boxing here. So, yes, and in boxing news, they they do have a date set for Jake Paul and Mike Tyson. This is going to be an interesting fight. I still do think, as much as I hate to say it, I think Jake Paul wins this fight. And the reason why is because of the fact of age and youth. I just think 60 years of age, as much as I really love Mike Tyson, he is the legitimately the baddest man on the planet. I think Mike Tyson in his prime was something spectacular. Spectacular. He had everything working. He had the promotion working, skill set, everything, knockout power. I just think I think that youth that Jake Paul has, he does have a good right hand. It's not that I think he'll knock out Mike Tyson more or less, but I just think as the fight wanes, I just don't see Mike hanging in there as the fight wanes from an age part. I know he's in great shape, but I just think as the rounds go on, I think past the fifth round, I think I can see Mike kind of struggling at that point. So I just think the young, vibrant Jake Paul is going to surprise people and get himself a signature win here. I do think that's what's going to happen. I do. I know a lot of people are like, no, no, no. But I just think that that age gap is a thing. And Jake Paul keeps himself in good shape. I know he's going to be motivated, super motivated to win this fight. And I think I have Jake Paul squeaking out a close win. That's what I have. So we'll see how it goes. But there's no losers in this really right here. I mean, unless you're Jake Paul, you lose the fight, you get knocked out like Tyson. But I think if it goes to a draw, both men end up winning, looking good. I think if Mike Tyson, if Jake Paul wins, it doesn't look so bad on Mike. So we'll see. I definitely will keep you guys posted. And yes, I do think Canelo is going to beat Edgar Berlanga. As much I like Edgar, I really do. I actually did a press conference when I was covering boxing a lot at that time where Edgar was in it. So, I've and that was years ago, and ever since then I started following him, and I haven't let up the gas yet. So I've been following him this whole time, not just because he signed this big fight with Canelo. See, but I just, as much I like Edgar, I just think skills pay the bills. Canelo's skill set is just, you know, far greater than Edgar's. It's just he's got the experience, he's got punching power. He knows how to punch. He has improved on his defense. He's got IQ. He's fought some of the best ones in there. It's just there's a big gap in experience, and I just think Canelo, with the skill set that he has, now that Edgar kind of even brought it more to the attention, I just don't see it ending any other way than Canelo with a knockout. I don't see it getting to the eighth round. I don't see this fight getting to the eighth round. I think Canelo's gonna wrap it up probably in 6 rounds, if not sooner. But I'll try to keep you guys up to date on that. Keep you guys posted on all things boxing. I do want to apologize that our call-in number is down today. I know I had a lot of callers try to call in. It was out of our control here. So, that's one of the things about Blog Talk is that it works is great, but there are some times where a few times a year you got to count that it's just not going to cooperate. Today was one of those days. I tried it several times. It did cooperate, so I had to scratch it. So I'm sorry that I did have Lou call in, Denise, and a lot more because of that hiccup with the technical difficulties. I was thinking, see, I'm getting punished for not for not being at the T-Pain concert at the Rays. I'm getting punished by my Blog Talk not working, and I'm not able to go ahead and I'm getting punished for not being at the concert. I couldn't get it to work where you guys could call in. So, but we're gonna keep rocking and rolling here on the Allen Alford Sports Talk Show. I'm definitely working real hard to get you guys some inside behind the scenes information from the Rays as well as the Tampa Bay Bucks. But we'll see how that plays itself out. I can only keep pressing forward, keep praying. And again, that's the most difficult part is just someone saying, okay, you're authorized, you're approved to give me the pass. The rest of it takes care of itself. By the grace of God, it's been outstanding. But I got a lot of great things coming up for you guys in the very near future. I won't spill the beans on that. But yes, speaking of beans, speaking of barbecue, you can't go wrong with Chef G's Florida barbecue sauce. So delicious and addicting, you may need a support group. Make sure you visit Chef G's right here in beautiful Tampa, Florida. Make sure you visit him at 301 South 22nd Street, Tampa, Florida. Make sure you visit him right there, 301 South 22nd Street, Tampa, Florida. And if you can't come down to Tampa, that's quite all right. Feel free to visit my great friend Chef G's right at flbbqsauce.com. Again, it's flbbqsauce.com. Classic honey mustard fusion heat wave. He has some great rub, great Florida sand for you too. He is doing big things. He is doing a phenomenal thing. I'm so proud of him. Make sure you check out Chef G's Florida barbecue sauce. In fact, we're going to play another great Sam Scola song. That is the Chef G's Florida barbecue sauce song by Sam Scola Songs. Let's play that song right now. Let's go.
Comes in four varieties. Chef G's Florida barbecue sauce, a natural flavor. Chef G's Florida barbecue sauce, Florida gold honey mustard on burgers and ribs. Tasty fusion on pork and sausage. Classic taste for chicken and steak tips. A hot heat wave on meatballs and ham. It's a cookout treat. Chef G's Florida barbecue sauce. Serve on fish and vegetables. Chef G's Florida barbecue sauce. Chef G's Florida barbecue sauce. Chef G's Florida barbecue sauce.
Chef G's Florida barbecue sauce. So delicious and addicting. You may need a support group. Make sure you don't forget to visit Chef G's right there at 301 South 22nd Street, Tampa, Florida. 301 South 22nd Street, Tampa, Florida. Or visit them at flbbqsauce.com. Again, it's flbbqsauce.com. Don't forget that magnificent sauce. Thank you guys for your support. Appreciate you. Thank you so much, Chef G's Florida barbecue sauce, for being outstanding sponsor. So delicious and addicting. You may need a support group. Really appreciate you, Chef G's. And yes, guys. So we're gonna go ahead and wrap. Before we wrap up the show, definitely let me give you some more insight, a lot more insight on the guy behind the songs. Thank you so much, Sam Scola Songs and his beautiful wife, Mary, for providing all the outstanding songs that you heard on today's show. Intro, Chef G's Florida barbecue sauce song you just heard, the CTC Emmy Mortgage song, Pushman Adventures, and the ending song is all provided by Sam Scola Songs. If you need a go-to songwriter, if you need somebody who's a great musician, if you need a theme song, you need Sam Scola Songs. Sam Scola Songs are all available on YouTube and Spotify.com. YouTube and Spotify.com. If you want a special request where you can work something out with Sam, guess what? We can also help Sam. If you need to sign up to that big contract, Sam will listen to you. Sing along with Sam at gmail.com. Sing along with Sam at gmail.com. I want to thank Sam Scola Songs and beautiful wife Mary for all the great music. And if you guys haven't done so already, please subscribe to the Alan Alford Sports Talk Show. Just type in Alan Alford on YouTube. And at Facebook, it's Alan Alford Sports Talk Show. And most of the ways to follow me is just type in Alan Alford. Instagram, it's Alan Alford _ Twitter or X, it's just Alan Alford. Yes. And don't forget to please subscribe at YouTube at Alan Alford. So, yes, that's going to bring us to the end of an outstanding show here on the Alan Alford Sports Talk Show. Really appreciate you guys. Appreciate all the likes, the comments, the views, everything that comes along with being part of the Alan Alford Sports Talk Show. You guys make it special. I tremendously appreciate you all. You have no idea. It is outstanding, covering and just doing this here for you guys. With you guys' support, it wouldn't be possible. So I thank you for that. Thank you for watching another great episode of the Alan Alford Sports Talk Show. So we're going to end with the Sam Scola song. Thank you guys for all that you do. Thank you again for joining us here on the Alan Alford Sports Talk Show. Apologize that you couldn't call in today, but don't worry. The chat's always available. And also, next week is a new week. Same bat time, same bat channel. 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time Zone, 8:30 p.m. CST. I'll be back. We're going to make sure to pray that the blog talk works so you can call in. Thank you again for watching another great episode of the Alan Alford Sports Talk Show. I'm Alan. Be blessed, be well, and have a fantastic, outstanding weekend.